one would assume. Don't like making assumptions, but as we're all in business, I think we all want to be seen. So here's my recording monitor. It's too late, Simon. I've already pressed it. So it's good. Okay, so welcome to AI the Cool Stuff. As usual, we're going to just we'll talk a little bit of ourselves first, and then we'll talk about some cool stuff that's happened. Be more than happy if people can contribute with their own experiences this week. If there's anything you've found that's cool or anything that's coming up, and we can talk about those. And got a couple of things we can demonstrate as well. So okay, we'll go around the room first of all, as usual, and we'll just introduce ourselves and how we use AI in our business, which is almost everything. Steffi, so Steffi was the first one in, so you go first.
Okay, I'm Steffi Lewis. I'm a 30-year veteran web developer, founder and creator of Your PCM, which is the CRM designed exclusively for UK small business owners, but also creator of Your AI, which you can see here, which is about content creation made easy. And I'm about to start on my new project, Your Blog, which will take about 6 months to write. But I think the catchphrase is going to be, can't be asked, we'll do it for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because it's I do write a lot of blogs one way or another. Claire, tell us about you in the coffee shop.
Claire, live from Starbucks this morning. Claire Downham, Soulful Success Mentor, helping female entrepreneurs to get rid of inner critic and imposter syndrome, perfectionism, all the things that stand in the way of them sharing their gifts to the world. My use of AI is in its infancy, but I do use it to create quite a lot of content for Insight, well, to help me create quite a lot of content for Insight Timer, which is an app that I hang out on a lot and have 21 courses now on there, if you fancy having a dip into what I share. I use it, the more I find, the more of me I put into it, the more I get out that's of quality. If I just ask it a question, it's a bit potluck. Whereas if I now have a 4-page document that I put in at the start of every project into a new ChatGPT chat, telling it all about my business, what I think and my vision for things, and then I ask it to create something off the back of that. And I find that I get really good results out of doing it. So, and I teach people how to teach on Insight Timer, including helping them to learn how to use AI as well. So yeah, it's quite a bigger and bigger part of my life. That's it.
Definitely, thanks, Claire. Michael, tell us about you.
Okay, I don't know whether you've heard of Meetup, but it's a fantastic American program which has lots and lots of free webinars, and I'm promoting them. And as I put in the chat, I'm keen to learn about AI. I know very little about it, but Steph is helping me, and there's a webinar coming on May the 1st. You can click on it there, it's free. You can register and do so because it's totally free. And Simon Coulson, I don't know whether you heard of him, you may have heard of him, David. He's just retired. He's had his internet business school for years and years, very, very well established entrepreneur, and he's giving it. And so please have a look at it. And so I shall learn a lot from it as well. So that's me. All my details are there in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Jeff, tell us about you. Hi, Nicola.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Veal, the business guru. I've got a team here in the Philippines, been here for some 12 years. And AI for us is like a rabbit hole. And but we save, with most of our clients, we estimate we save approximately 20 hours a week minimum. And like everything, we're learning all the time. And as Claire has alluded to, it's only as good as the prompts. So learn about the prompts, guys. Garbage in, garbage out, good stuff in, good stuff out. So that's it for me. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. And there's that much. I mean, you're sort of learning all the time, but there's changes all the time, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Because what was the best AI last week is now number 3, and apparently Claude is the best one this week. But that will change when ChatGPT 5 comes out or whatever. Jane, tell us about you.
Hi there, nice to see you all. Yeah, Jane Check40, business is Invicta Linux. We do IT solutions for small and medium-sized businesses, focusing particularly on security and reliability. And we use Linux and open source primarily. So love AI. Love that strapline, Steffi. Can't be asked to do it for you. It sort of encompasses just about everything, doesn't it? You know, calculations, I don't know, writing a letter, starting a blog, whatever. I mean, it's there. My favorite MI tool this week is Pi. So it's got more of a friendly tone, you know, and sometimes during the day it just, how are you doing, Jane? How are you feeling? You know, come and talk to me. I mean, there's times when you just want to press the delete button, other times when you think, oh, how sweet.
Yeah.
That's me. Thank you.
Yeah, because you can actually do you use the sort of voice version of Pi?
I've got the app. I haven't. I don't know. Can I?
Yeah, yeah, you can just talk to it normally and it'll talk back to you.
Oh,
Sort of on the app, which is what I do, you know. And if you say something like, you know, I'm just feeling a bit pissed off at the moment, it will say, oh, why is it'll sort of talk you through it, you know, give you a counselling session.
so David, is there a prompt that you have to like hi Pi, like hi Google or hi Alexa or whatever?
No, it's just on the Pi app. It's
Yeah.
got the and we'll just bring it up. There's just something down the bottom to talk with.
Oh, the speaker button thingy.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Top
there's just the
tip.
phone thing there, and then when you got your earphones in, you can just sit back, have your cup of tea, and have a chat.
Yeah.
And you can
Lovely.
actually, and everything you talk about ends up in print anyway. So if you are talking about business stuff and you say, how do I do this, how do I do that, so what are your ideas on this, it will print them all out. So then you can read it later on or extract the information later, you know.
Well, thank you very much.
I want to write an email to some
Yeah.
Becca who I'm really annoyed about, you know, and you give it the details and it'll write the email for you and things like that.
Dear Steffi, I can't be asked. Help me.
Yeah, oh,
David really knows how to shepherd Pi. That's the problem.
yeah, that's right. Very good.
Oh, very
No,
good.
there's yeah, can't be asked. It's good because it's relatable, you see, because people like ordinary stuff that's relatable, and I think it is relatable. So Andy, tell us about you, mate.
Yeah, Andy A1 Webstats. I spend my life trying to help people get more from their websites. I'm actually really gutted. I missed last week's meeting. Somehow I didn't come along. And I realised this is actually the only thing in the week that I really look forward to joining as a networking thing, because it just fires me up. So thanks, guys. My AI interest is, at the moment, it's very much in what's going to happen with search engine results over time. You know, I've drastically reduced my search engine usage, and I'm using Perplexity in particular to search for things and to get answers quickly, because my customers need to know what, you know, to stay ahead of the curve, what happens with, you know, if people search for something in the future. I don't think most companies have any concept of what's going to happen in the search engines down the line. Yeah, it's quite, I think we all know that at some point Google will just switch on something within their engine, a proper something, and mix it in with the sponsored ads, and everything else get pushed right down. So I'm very much keeping an eye on that on behalf of clients. I have an AI challenge. I don't know if there's an answer to it. One of the things that we do is our software shows people the house addresses of people that go to their websites for the B2C sector. And that's great if those people then have a brochure or something to send to those houses. But most people, to take Steffi's words, can't be asked, or haven't got a brochure, can't create it, don't know how to do it. And so my AI challenge at the moment is, I'm wondering if there's something that would let AI look at a website of someone and basically generate the bare bones of a brochure from it and then get that digitally printed. So that's what I'm on the lookout for at the moment, because that makes life immensely easier.
I think there is something, or I think there was something before. So
I know
Nicola.
Designer does that. Designer.
Well, yeah, it will actually look at a website and do it.
Yeah, takes things from blogs. I've never tried it with a website, but it takes content from different places and replaces it into an ebook or.
Yeah, I've got Designer, funny enough. I created something in it, but I didn't notice that in there. I'll have to have a look. But if you can read a website and pull that in, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, excellent, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll
just investigate it yourself.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, thanks, Nicola. Lovely. Thank you.
Simon, tell us about you.
Hello, I'm Simon Merritt, MZ. I train people in Excel. I design and fix broken spreadsheets. I've been interested in AI since I was at school, and I'm coming along at the moment just to learn more about AI and so how I can possibly apply it to my business.
Have you started your Mr. Excel TikTok channel yet?
No, don't worry, David. I will.
You're not competing against Miss Excel.
Is that on behind me?
Was
You might get a
AI
call.
in black and white back then, Simon?
Yeah. Hey,
Sure.
Not that
you
I can
might get a
tell.
cult following. You know, you might get a cult following.
Must
You
be
know.
on.
It's worth
No,
it.
what happened? But I went to when I was in my early 20s. I went to several interviews, and I actually I mentioned I was interested in AI, and the attitude really was eye rolling, and somebody's been watching too much Star Trek. And
Yeah. So it's so good. Is that a convention of Excel experts? There's that'll be an interesting.
that was a job. That was a job. It was a job interview. You may mock, David. That was long before Excel was invented. The first spreadsheet I ever used, you had to enter the coordinates of the cell and then space and then put whatever the number or the formula you wanted, and then press enter and then put it in the thing. There was no such thing as mice,
Yeah. GUIs. Nicola, tell us about you, mate. Tell us about what you do and why you've got a Christmas tree next to you.
Why have I got my I broadcast for Heartsong Live, which is Scotland's #1 Christian radio, and I'm a faith-based speaker. And this is what I had in my background. And does anybody else have this issue with Zoom? Every now and again, they go into their Zoom and it will pull up the background that you've had in history. No, okay, just me then. I'm Nicola. I run Technic Solutions, which is a digital marketing agency. It's my second company, and we've been specialising in startups. As I've mentioned, I also broadcast for Heartsong Live, which is Scotland's #1 Christian radio, and I also run workshops for WordPress. So there's a WordPress workshop on 27th of April. Is this appropriate? 27th of April.
Yeah.
No, 9:30 till 1:30. And it's a beginner's guide to navigating, but whoever's in the room, if they need like a certain focus in certain area and adaptation in a little bit more interest in where a certain template is customizable, or how they SEO a certain particular area, we can focus more on those particular areas. So that's Nicola Holt. I'm Technic Solutions, Take Flight. My AI journey, I love this thing. I've been using ChatGPT. I've upgraded to ChatGPT 4. Last week's Friday meeting was an absolute revelation. I've now signed up to NowSite. The guy that's was in here, wasn't it? It was his.
Mike Granger.
Yeah, Mike Granger. So I signed up via his affiliate area. And I've made loads of posts. And it's really, I'm going to investigate the newsletter side of it, but I'm making a lot more social media posts, and they can actually post. It doesn't transpose all of the detail. You have to copy and paste it, but the actual information is taken over for you, but it's not completely taken over. But I think they're gonna progress. Things are going to be there to replace the next thing and next thing and next thing. So I'm loving the development of it. I've signed up for Udemy. Is it Udemy? Has anybody heard of Udemy?
Yeah.
Udemy is
yes,
business development, business operations and strategy in AI, which I think is fabulous. And I also think that the design area, I'm going to investigate and get a course on that particular thing. And Firefly, I mentioned this to Dave yesterday. Adobe Firefly, excellent, just really excellent. Just on a design level, you can put in all of the different information that you want to and draw back like a piece of art. It's amazing. I love it. Anyway, that's me, Nicola Holt, Technic Solutions, and Parts on Live.
Well, you can talk me through unless you want to show it yourself, Firefly. I was going to try and because I only heard about it. Well, I've heard about it before, but I only looked at it briefly the other day. So I was going to see how easy it was to get started on it, really.
Very, very easy. You don't have to have an Adobe Cloud Creative account. You can sign up to the Firefly one separately. And it only gives you a certain amount of credits. So if you on one email, you only have, I don't know how many credits. I used them all up in one go and said, hold on a minute, why has this stopped? I want to carry on. So, you know, you can use a different email account, re-register under a different email. It's a bit cheeky, I think, but anyway, you can do that. But yeah, so even with Adobe Cloud, when you've signed up for that type of area, the Firefly still has a limited amount of credits.
Yeah.
Enough, I
fine,
think.
but at least it gives you, if it's got a free version, at least it gives you a chance to evaluate it. So I mean, and sometimes they're reasonably priced, aren't they? A lot. I don't know about Adobe, but I mean, a lot of the other stuff that's out there, you know, it would be a lot if you subscribe to them all. But I mean, if you did it individually, they're not that bad. You know, they're a tenner or a fiver, or I saw one for £1 on one of them. You know, but it's you had very limited credits, but it was you know, at least it gives you a chance to. If you're using it a lot and you're making money out of it, then that's a different thing than sort of when we're just playing around and just seeing what's out there. You know, it's a different. Okay.
I think the side of things, I've signed up for ChatGPT for the spreadsheet, the
spreadsheets.
It's about right the way it can handle them. Yeah. I actually had experience with that. I've been using it a lot for spreadsheet stuff, and currently it gets it very wrong a lot of the time. Yeah, you can't count. It real difficulties.
You have to tell it. It tells you it can't do something.
Yeah.
Then you insist that it can, and it comes back with the answer. You know, this is.
Sometimes it does when you really refine it down. But it's not like out of the box. You can trust it. It's. I think it's got a way to go on that side.
There are some things like I uploaded a load of spreadsheets, and I just wanted to extract certain columns out of each one, and I just uploaded 3 spreadsheets. So I just want one spreadsheet with all this information on it, and it did it just fine. You know.
Yeah, so it seems to be all right with the basics.
Yeah.
Sorry, are you talking about ChatGPT 4 and its handling of spreadsheets? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they do make mistakes. Actually, probably not as bad as the mistakes I can quite easily make though.
Yeah, which is why I still prefer ChatGPT 4, because you've got all these other GPTs and other things on there. That's although you can go to Bing and Bing Image Creator and you can get DALL-E for free. So you could use Claude or or Gemini and still get the image creation, but there's lots of good stuff. Okay.
I've just generated a Big Bang universe explosion made out of colourful bath soap, super detailed, using the Firefly, because I've got a subscription to Adobe Creative Suite for other reasons.
You want to share it?
I will try. It's on my other computer. I'll see if I can send it across to here and see.
Oh, right, okay. Well, while I'll just briefly tell you about myself. Apart from running this meeting, I'm a web designer, WordPress specialist, and I'm doing more content than WordPress websites at the moment. But I want to show you. We used WP Zip a couple of weeks ago to create a website. WP Zip say 60 seconds, but it took us 15 minutes, which was fine. But I've actually created one on Monday. Actually created a website for a client on Monday. If I can find out where I put it. Okay.
Did you use Zip to create the website?
Yes, WP Zip. So and it only, it's obviously, I'll just share my screen, hold on, and I'll show you what I've done so far with it. So this is for a company called Lakeshore Care. So, and the thing I liked about it was that it put in a lot of this, the footer information, which is all these little things that take time. I've obviously put those logos in myself, and then Steph, you'll realise what that is. And then we've got this accessibility plugin, which is something else I put in, which is a free tool as well. I don't know. There's a plugin called One-Click Accessibility, but it works. You can increase the text size, decrease it, go to grayscale, high contrast, negative contrast, change the font.
That's quite clever for accessibility.
Yeah. So, and Google reads this accessibility plugin because I've run the tests, and it says, hey, the site's got an accessibility plugin. That's good news. It also recognizes that this is a chatbot, and it gives you brownie points for a chatbot as well.
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah. This is Steffi's chatbot. So what can I visit?
This is version 1 of Steffi's chatbot.
Yeah. There's there you go.
Wow.
It's all about who likes to visit, gives a call, So it's pretty good. It's pretty conversational. So it's so I've put that on there as well. So it's an extra value. These things I don't particularly charge for when I'm doing a new site, but I think it's a great extra value thing, isn't it?
Mm.
So yeah, so it's come out. I think it came out pretty well. So it's,
David, you created it with the Wiz, and now you've exported it onto one of your own servers or something, and
That's right.
all the tools are still working there. They're
yeah.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I use Astra, which is the theme Astra, and I've got an Astra Pro subscription, and they have got loads and loads of templates. But I came up. I noticed this week, sort of one of the options is to create a site on WPZip. So I thought, I clicked on it, took me across, made me log into my account again, because you can do 2 websites for free each month. So it's so I just keyed in all the information, and it did a lot of. It's not. You've obviously still got a lot of work to do, but it's a lot of the donkey work is done, you know. So it creates the pages and creates the footer and does everything else. So I think it's quite it's quite cool. So I think
that
that's the
accessibility,
place, and I'm sure it's like everything else. It'll improve as time goes on as well.
that accessibility point you made is really valuable. That's a great blog subject for you as well, I imagine, because
Yeah,
just that whole thing, the fact that Google's recognizing it as well,
yeah, exactly.
and the chatbot.
Yeah, because it's obviously accessibility is in at the moment, sort of rightly. I mean, obviously it's only helping people. Oh yeah, the other one that gives you the brownie points is the audio file with the in fact I saw that on YouTube the other day, and I thought it would, but there's a guy on YouTube the other day, he said that you get extra brownie points for having an audio file alongside your blog. So like Steffi's thing, do that, just click the button and it produces the audio file to go with it, and then you put that at the top of the blog. So people, obviously people who are sight impaired can just listen to it, and sometimes people just want to listen to it rather than just by preference. So it's not
I have a friend of mine who who actually reads every blog I produce, but he goes and walks the dog, and so he listens to them. So he'll just bring one of them up, press play, and he'll just walk the dog while he's listening to it.
Yeah, with the earpods in. Yeah, exactly. So it's I think it's pretty cool. So those things make a difference. The audio file and the accessibility plugin, and the chatbot as well, actually. even though it needs refining, as we said, but it's still, like as Steffi said, it's a flag in the ground product for you, isn't it? So it's
Just Steffi, on the chatbot, you know, the thing that annoys most of us when we use these chatbots is when we say something like "speak to human," a lot of them don't actually respond to that. Is there something you're planning to put in it that would trigger that, pick up on those things, and just shortcut that?
Actually, in the because it works on a Q&A basis, so you do a line of questions and you do a paragraph of answers underneath it. So one of your questions to your contact details could be talk to human ? Speak to human ? And then when somebody types that in, it'll actually give you all the contact details.
yeah. Well, actually, I just keyed in, can I speak to a human? And it's not set up. And it says, of course, you can reach Lakeshore Care representative by giving them a call on 0208 661 996. We're happy to assist you with any questions or send me out. So it does actually, it answers the question if you key that in.
Yeah.
But it's not, you don't chat to a human on the actual chat.
No, my chatbot is literally a list of questions and answers.
Right.
And it gives you the results out of that. Two things it won't do. It won't do any formatting, which is a shame, because it'd be nice to have some separate paragraphs in there. And it won't do live links at the moment, regardless of what I tell it to do. I want a live link. No, not doing it. It'll give you the link, but it won't be a live clickable link.
Could it feasibly, if someone said chat to human, could it then trigger an email if you set it up in the back end to someone within that business says someone's on your live chat wants to chat?
Not at the moment, no. Maybe in the future, next version.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, at the moment it's just it's purely text conversational, you know.
Yeah.
So and it does amalgamate all your information. So, you know, if it asks, and because it's a language model, it can knows, like, you don't have to put in the exact phrases. Whereas before we
I mean, there's a use case for when you set the chatbot up that you push a button and it just sucks all the text in off your website, and you know, and then it would use that to give you the answers. There's no reason I can't do that, but you are limited in the number of characters you can have. So at the moment, the default is 4,000 characters, which wouldn't get you very much. I think I'm using the 16K model, but there is a 32 and a 128. So next version might play around with.
But if someone, I'm thinking of a client I've got, they do exterior lighting and they've got loads of products on their site and they've got no chat facility. So it could feasibly, if they were on there and they were asking about a specific thing, it could potentially find that information.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got product pages, you could technically have a chatbot per product page.
Yeah.
So you have one chatbot, you know, specializing in product one, another chatbot specializing in product two. So when you jump onto the product page for product two, it actually loads a different chatbot.
Right.
I mean, it's transparent in the background. You don't know if you set the icon up and stuff. It's exactly the same accordingly.
That's a good idea. Cool.
Just a little tiny. It's just one line of script on each page to. Whereas on that website, it's in the footer, so it's going to appear on the whole site. But there's no reason why you can't put that in the main part of the page. So
my colleague Simon Merritt has now joined the meeting.
Okay.
And if I can share the screen,
yeah, we should
not
be able
this
to.
one, but the other one, I might be able to show you the thing. But when you're ready.
Go on then, do it.
So.
Okay. Looks like sugar cubes, don't they? What was the prompt? Oh, Big Bang Universe Explosion Supernova Blast. Oh, bastards. Okay.
Yeah, that's why, because I opened it up. I went into Adobe Creative and saw Firefly, opened it up. It then opens up as a web page, and it then came up with whatever the description at the bottom. It just typed that in as a demonstration, and then there's a generate button came up, and you know, that's it. Anyway, that's my first try with a thing like that, and I haven't done any more. But
it says on the left-hand side there, it says a reference. So, can you upload Do you know, Nicola, can you upload a reference image? You can. You're on mute, but yeah, I got the thumbs up. It's okay. So,
Upload reference images. There's if you scroll down, is there not in another area you can get, there's other things. You change the style, you can have a look at the effects. I have a look at all of those different ones, and then it goes into then you can have a look at the color and the tone and change it all. In actual fact, there's if you go into browse gallery, you get more of an option as well.
okay. So
Right. Well, I'd never heard of it before, and I have Adobe Creative Suite for my photography, so I might as well have a play with if it's especially the freer it is, the more likely, it's
yeah. And if you can upload a reference image, which is usually the issue, and it depends how much notice it takes of the reference image. Sometimes it only gives a nod to it, and sometimes it'll. So I have to look, see if there's because sometimes you can give it a rank, like how much like the reference image do you want it to be. I know on some of the I think it's not Leonardo, it's one of the others, Stable Diffusion, you can actually say between 1 and 10 how close to the reference image do you want it to be. So it's not perfect by any means. There's I haven't found an image thing that's perfect, but that will come in time.
Gives you different suggestions. If you're a bit arty like me, even if you put the reference, it comes up with something. When you say it doesn't correlate with what you've actually put into the reference, but you also have a look at the train of the feed from where you started putting the information in, and then because it doesn't automatically change as soon as you change the reference in the style or the color, it keeps the theme of what you've been using. And then if you change the words, slightly, you get so many different abstract ways of having a look at it. And I've only been I did a course in Adobe, obviously starting at the beginning of this year. And the things that I found was that if when you kind of, I think it works on a subconscious level. It's really that it's quite deep, actually.
Sometimes it's spooky, isn't it? Sort of Google works. You think it's psychic sometimes but it's using all sorts of information. It's using the previous websites you visited and things, all the cookies on your web, on your browser, and there's lots of information. It can build a picture of you. So when Google gives you an answer to a search query, it's using a lot of information that it's gathered about you.
Oh yeah.
There was I remember reading an article some years ago by a French mathematician who'd analysed Google. And one of the things he discovered, which I think may be relevant to some of these things, is Google is not commutative. So commutative means the operations can be done in any order. And if when he asked different questions and similarly with, I can imagine these prompts, if you put them in a different order, you may get different effects by that.
Mm.
Don't know.
Google can't be done in a different order. You can't change the order of it.
Well, you can to a certain extent, but he found various things. And I mean, I've noticed myself, because sometimes I put in a question and I don't get the result I have, and I then put the words into a different order, and it works. So
I found that, like Andy, really, I've been using chatbots, or Perplexity particularly is good at web search, because it will give you the reference websites anyway, and it's really good at searches, and I've still accidentally used Google to do searches because I've been doing it for so many years. First thing you do, go to Google and type in a query, and then I thought, and then it came up with a big list of websites, and I thought, oh, this is crap, compared with
The interesting thing is you can put things into Gemini and it will just, you can ask it for information on particular websites that cover that, and it just will not tell you those things that are there. Stick it into Perplexity and it will tell you it's there.
Mm.
Google I'm sure obviously can do that. They can pull that stuff into it. My feeling is that they're holding it all back within Gemini at the moment. They're not unleashing it on anything because they know it's a threat, and they just haven't got to the point where they can roll it out into their own setup.
Yeah. But,
I guess they're only going to do it once they start to see their traffic numbers going down, because if numbers go down, they're not getting the Google ad spend happening.
yeah.
And I think they're just watching everyone else and waiting to unleash it, whatever they're going to do, and then the shit's really going to hit the fan.
The Gemini is very hit and miss. Like if you want to know a summary of a YouTube video, I mean, it uses the script that goes along. You know, YouTube auto generates a script with every video you upload, and then the AI engines can you know, interrogate that and give you a summary of a YouTube video. And Gemini will say, I can't access the scripts, you know, and you think, well, yes, you can. It's there. I'm looking at it, you know. So then you say, yes, you can. And like with ChatGPT, it then goes away and actually gives you the answer, you know. So it is, I don't know what's going on in the background, but there's a bit of flakiness there or something that means it.
Unless, does it mean by when it says I can't access the scripts is I don't have permission to access the script? So when you say yes, you can.
Well, no, because it's somebody else's video, you know. I mean, it's not my so it's pretty cool. And the other thing, my memo I showed last week, I think that's pretty awesome. I've been using that more this week. Yeah, it's, you can upload all sorts of we're not here last week. You were here last week.
Okay, last week.
It was Good Friday, wasn't it?
No, I
Must have been the
missed
week
that.
before.
What was it?
Was last week.
Oh, it wasn't last week, was it? No. Let me just quickly. I just quickly remind you, just a few seconds. It's my memo. I've got the free version. You're allowed 5 of these collections. It's called Collection. You can upload different PDF. These PDFs are not listed on Google or anything, so I can upload those from my computer. I'll put a link to a YouTube video where it says it couldn't get the captions from it, but it can. So I need to work on that. And then I've done a scan of a book, a few chapters. It's a really old book, so I've scanned a few of those in. It has put in a YouTube video there, and then you can just chat with all those things combined. It will limit the chat to what's there, and then you can just chat with it to create a blog or an article or whatever it is you want, or extract certain information. And I've got another one is I've got an enormously and I've worked with the author with it, you know. He's a friend of mine. We've got an enormously long book. It's 700 pages, and all it is a list of committee meetings and what was decided at those committee meetings. It's just all the minutes of the meetings since 1906 to the present day. So as you can imagine, it's pretty dry stuff, but you can actually upload that into my memo, and then it will create stories for you. So, you know, you can ask about a particular person, a particular president who was around at this time, and ask about their achievements, and it gives you it will actually create an article for you from, you know, what essentially is unreadable, boring stuff, to actually create something that's more readable, that we can then put in the idea is to put it into a blog, which we are doing. So it's
what's the, does it produce the specific things for how many words are needed in an article or a brochure or blog? Does it just, how many can you?
Yeah, you just say in the prompt, you've got a prompt there. It's the same as the ChatGPT prompt. So you basically just say it, give me a 700-word article on whatever, or 500-word article on whatever the subject is that you want to extract from that information you've got on that board.
Yeah. I think that we did see that last week.
Yeah. it's was it last week or the week before?
No, it's the week before, because last week was Good Friday, wasn't it?
Good Friday, okay.
Yeah.
So or was that the week before that?
Oh,
I
two
don't know,
weeks.
I'm
Yeah,
lost
2
in
weeks
time
last.
now.
Yeah.
It was last week. It was
Mm.
'cause I was here, 5th of April.
Right, okay. Yeah. So
No,
it's
not the previous one. The previous one that you did the WordPress website. I really wanted to see that.
right, okay. The video is on YouTube.
I went, yeah, I'm going to go and have a look.
Mm.
Does anybody else find that when they put into Google, you're typing in, it's very, very intuitive. So it will pick up your thought and your emotion. It allows you to expand that particular design area of your creative forecast. And when I put in like my emotions, if I'm thinking positively and I'm putting the words in, it obviously comes through the energy of my hands and it transposes onto the screen. So if I'm thinking negatively, I get nothing and crap. If I'm thinking happy, positive thoughts, I get loads of different things.
Yeah.
That's my experience.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's I think we've got I think sort of Google's obviously very intuitive because of the amount of data it's got on you. But I mean, because I was reading about TikTok, you know, why the Americans don't like TikTok, the American government doesn't like TikTok, but it was actually doing all sorts of originally it's not doing it now, but it used to use the camera and you didn't know it was using your phone camera. To when it plays a video, it sees your face reaction to a certain video, and then it can use that information to build a profile of you, so it knows what you're thinking when you're watching a particular video, and then it can feed you more of that stuff to keep you more hooked on TikTok. So it's like
What was
it's like digital heroin, isn't it? TikTok, you know,
Yeah.
kids are stuck on it all the time.
That's
Quite
why David
alarming.
wants to see me dancing on my Mr. Excel.
Mr. Excel, yeah. So, and they're actually talking about building glasses. So Claire could be wearing her glasses like that, and then a corner of the screen could be like TikTok. You'd be walking around the streets, and the kids will be just. They already look like they're in a daze, but if they're watching TikTok as well, I mean, it's so. But it's not, because it's all crap. Not to put too fine a point on it. It's not good for your brain, you know. And they've done tests and they think that people's brains are shrinking. People who watch a lot of this stuff, you know, the grey matter's disappearing. So I think it is a worry, you know.
Well,
Because if you're
interesting.
watching a long form YouTube video that's educational, different story. So
I would say you need a control group, because it might be that people with brains that are shrinking are the ones who watch TikTok rather than TikTok called brains shrinking.
that is true, yeah.
I've had a few conversations with some younger people over the past few weeks, and they're doing the opposite. They're actually going away for these little mini breaks and stuff, you know, going, you know, one of these pod type things where they don't have phones or anything. So they're actually craving something different. So I think they're only the minority, to be honest. But it's quite interesting that they're doing that.
Yeah, because it's there's an issue. We'll see where it goes, I suppose. But it's I think TikTok's it's not TikTok themselves, it's a symptom of the age we're living in, isn't it? Where people are hooked on, kids especially, when they're hooked on social media. I think it's I don't think it's a great thing. But anyway, that's not really AI, that's something else, but it's
That's
It's
just
AI.
grumpy old man, David.
no, not really. I think it is a concern. It is. I saw a great YouTube video. It was, why do smart people believe in stupid things? Sort of believe stupid things, and it was very enlightening. You know, I think I mentioned it yesterday, but it's about the way people it enforces people's bias, and intelligent people can be more prone to bias than non-intelligent people, or less intelligent people, I should say. So you can that's why you've got like clever people on both sides of the political divide, you know. They can't be analysing facts because they've come to different conclusions, you know. So it's
The The problem with social media feeds is that AI is creating them to give you an echo chamber, so you'll stay on the platform longer and view more.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what it is then. It's the echo chamber.
yeah, because it's they.
Yeah, well, that's why we get so politically divided, is because social media has given us an echo chamber of what we, showing us more of what we believe, and it's AI that's creating those feeds. So if you watch a video and you spend 30 seconds watching a video, it will give you more of that type of video than if you watched a video for 10 seconds, because it'll assume you didn't like that video.
Yeah, yeah,
If you're on TikTok, if you spend 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes having a look at your feed and having a look at your information, then post something and then spend 5 to 10 minutes afterwards, it brings you to, you know, a closer position of where you need to be, because you're spending time with it, I think. Echo chamber.
Yeah, echo chambers. That's why everyone's so politically divided these days.
yeah, yeah.
You're not getting a balanced view of politics anymore. Yes, you probably are on news websites, but those news websites have their own biases. But on social media, they create echo chambers. So you're only communicating with people who have the same beliefs as you and like the same things as you, because the social media companies want you to stay on their platform for longer. So if you're seeing videos and reading posts that are, that you like, and you're liking them more and you're loving them and you're commenting, they're going to show you more of it. Because the more you stay on their site, the more ads they get to show you. That's all it is. It's an advertising platform. That's all they do.
Yeah, yeah. True.
You are the product. Remember, you are the product.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So there's yeah, because it's the other way around with social media, isn't it? I mean, we're the product for the advertisers. So yeah, interesting. So,
Yeah, Facebook's not a social media platform, it's an advertising platform. Simple as that. And all your data, everything you've ever typed in, builds a profile of you, and then they show more ads.
David, if I've got a question, I see TikTok advertising to businesses. I thought TikTok was mainly teenagers. What do people think of using the platform for promoting or selling your stuff on
lots of people do
TikTok?
There are more businesses on there that they are trying to follow the TikTok ethos, if you like, of trying to make them upbeat and funny, because you've only got a minute after all, and even a minute's probably too long. So you only got say 45 seconds to make a video to grab people's attention. I've had a lot of views on TikTok and I've had nothing.
It's interesting. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a business coach I know, Jane knows them as well. I'm not going to say who, but they've been doing it for a few months now, and there's absolutely no one engaging with the stuff that they're saying.
No.
God.
I think I said, as I told you before, I did TikTok video, and the first day, my very first video got 767 views, and I thought, this is fantastic. And then I looked at the dwell time, and it was 4 seconds. So, people watched it 4 seconds before they swiped left or swiped up or whatever. So it is all about that hook, with business videos. You got that first.
Thanks,
well, they say 1 second, or you might have 4 seconds, but I mean, with the looks of mine, but you've got to get that hook in at the beginning. You've got to get them with that very first line.
I think it depends on the business as well. I mean, for something staid and boring like IT, I don't know. I can't imagine many MDs would see a TikTok video and come ringing the bell. But maybe a marketing company, or I don't know, anyone that appeals to that sort of generation, it probably might do. I don't know. I've never.
The only thing I will say about it is if you're making reels, which is you're making reels for Instagram and YouTube and a short form video, even on LinkedIn, you might as well post it on TikTok because it's the same video, So it's doesn't do any harm, but it's yeah. So there. And the other one was upscaling. I was going to show how I was upscaling. I don't know if you saw the on that website I did. The logo was crap, and I've upscaled the logo, and it came out really well. there's been an issue in America because somebody upscaled a piece of evidence, you know, and the way that it upscales is that it basically guesses what's missing, you know, and fills in with its best guess. So if you're doing a logo, that's fine. Excuse me, or photograph someone's face, that's all fine. But if you're if you've got like a wide angle shot of a crowd and then you're upscaling it and then trying to use it for evidence in a criminal case, they don't like that. So it got thrown out, and rightly so, because it's filled in bits of information it hadn't got, you know, with its best guess. So it's
How do you? Sorry, what the feature of upscaling? What's that available on, or is?
yeah, there's it's getting a low res picture and changing it into a higher res picture. There's a what's it called? HitPaw. You can Google HitPaw and it will download an app on your computer and you can upscale it there. I've been using Canva to upscale. There's and I think a lot of people use Canva, don't they? I certainly do. And then I just here we go. This is a photograph on. So if I was going to use that in a
Adobe, it's like Adobe Photoshop, isn't it? When you're saying you're upscaling.
yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's but it's the results are pretty good.
Show us.
So excuse me. Need to create design. I need to get back to the beginning. Okay, so if I create a design, yeah, I think he's already upscaled him. No, he's the upscaled version already. What have I got? Let's have a look.
If you want a plugin for Adobe or for PaintShop Pro, Anthropics do all sorts of AI plugins for upscaling, downscaling, whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steffi, who?
Anthropics.
Anthropics.
Yeah, they're the people that do Claude.
They do plugins.
Yeah.
And they work with Adobe. I use PaintShop Pro, so it plugs in there well.
Yeah.
Basically, I think it's Adobe compatible.
Yeah.
So there's yeah. So it's a very I won't go through this too deeply then, because but there are hundreds of apps on Canva now, including making avatars and things, and if we use image upscaler and okay, it says the image is already high resolution. It can still upscale it by 2 times, so it's I won't go into that too much.
Like the clarity of the image will be crisper then, will we see?
It hasn't done that, no. But it would be like the one I was using before, and I can't find it now. So there's it was all pixelated. So when it was the size I wanted it for the logo on the website, so I've just upscaled that, and it's seemed to work pretty well. Because I mean, I haven't got Photoshop, so I've just been using Canva usually. Been using Canva for a while now, so it's
That subscription, David.
Hmm?
Is that subscription Canva, or is it?
no, you can use that one for free, because a lot of the apps are just available because they're using external services.
Mhm.
You can get that one for free. It's the same as the avatars. You can use them for free as well. So you go into Canva and click on the apps. The actual Canva itself is only about £10 a month, but it's one of those mission critical ones that I use. You know,
Yeah.
it's because it's one of those ones I use all the time. So it's that. So does anybody else want to say anything, please? Because my voice is going there. So good. So
Yeah, so did you say Claude was the AI of the week this week? I haven't used it actually.
Apparently so. I mean, it's obviously a text model. It's a you know, it's a rather than like I was saying, sort of ChatGPT have got lots of other cool stuff in there. So, but if you're just using the text model, Claude apparently is giving the best answers if you're writing emails or doing if you were doing a blog, or you know, if you're prompting things. Apparently it's but it would be, I'd be a bit reticent about getting a subscription for Claude straight away because I know that sort of OpenAI are coming up with a new version soon, which is obviously gonna then be better than Claude.
ChatGPT 5, DALL-E 4, Sora, it's going to be mind-blowing. I think that the managing director, the CEO of OpenAI, said it's got God-level powers.
Oh, wow. That's
it. And it's and then the other thing will be text to video that's a bit long, because at the moment some of them are only about 4 seconds long, you know. So to actually do anything substantial, it takes quite a lot of work.
Well, they're aiming with Sora to do minute clips, so you can do a scene for a minute.
Yeah.
But they need to nail down the continuity across it. So if you say you want a white Land Rover going up a country lane in with a drone following it, and that's the perspective of the camera. If you switch to the drone in front of the Land Rover, you can't have the next clip having a different Land Rover. It's got to be the same one. So that's where the continuity comes in, and that's what they're trying to nail down. And that brings consistency into DALL-E 4, because it's DALL-E that's producing 24, 25 images to create the seconds worth of video clip. So you've got to have consistency in DALL-E 4, which means we can then do reference image uploading and get ourselves in whatever image we want to be.
I think if you think that there's a Hollywood saying, which has been around for decades, which is, on a good day you get 13 seconds worth of film.
You'll be able to do an entire film using Sora.
Yeah.
And
no, what I'm saying is, people were saying there's a lot of hard work which goes into it, and you get a very short amount of thing. And I'm saying there's Hollywood thing about 13 seconds. So you spend the whole day filming, and then if it's a good day, you get 13 seconds, as much as 13 seconds worth of film. I'm sort of agreeing with you, but in a different way. So
an interesting story about that. I read it yesterday. Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 1, where MJ slips and he grabs her tray and lands everything on the tray. That took 156 takes to get it right, and that was a 5-second clip.
Wow.
It took him a whole day to do it, just to get that 5-second clip.
The one with Peter Sellers farting in the lift. I mean, how many times did they do that one?
Yeah, he's laughed so much, didn't he?
Hundreds of times on it because everybody kept laughing.
Yeah.
So guys, I've got an appointment that I need to get to.
Okay, it's about time anyway. So
grateful. Been an I could spend all day chatting about this and talk. Thank you very much, David, for hosting and how it's free basically, or well, on members, I think, but I don't know. But anyway, grateful, very grateful.
Okay, no worries. Okay.